Imagine that this line represents time. Here's the present, 1985, the future, and the past. Prior to this point in time, somewhere in the past, the timeline skewed into this tangent, creating an alternate 1985. Alternate to you, me, and Einstein, but reality for everyone else.
It's my fault. The whole thing is my fault. If I hadn't bought that damn book, none of this would have ever happened.
Well, that's all in the past.
You mean the future?
Whatever. It demonstrates precisely how time travel can be misused and why the time machine must be destroyed. After we straighten all of this out.
Right, so we go back to the future and we stop Biff from stealing the time machine.
We can't, because if we travel into the future from this point in time, it will be the future of this reality in which Biff is corrupt and powerful and married to your mother and in which this has happened to me.
You're listening to Duck Dust FM. Good rule of thumb when watching any modern media, whether it be a shitty star vehicle that you're supposed to mindlessly love and praise, or the latest Disney or Warner Brothers train wreck, is that even when you think the ground floor of entertainment has been reached, you're almost certainly more likely to go even lower before you take one step back towards the light. Perhaps I was spared when I got logged out of Disney Plus on Wednesday, because when I finally subjected myself to Episode 6, I quickly saw that Star Wars, which has been miles underground since Kenobi and Amazon Books of Boba Fett, had fallen somehow even deeper than I previously thought. Don't believe me? Let's examine. So this week's shit show picks up randomly with the only two fish aliens Lucasfilm can copy from previous movies without using their imagination. And they're on the run from Handsome Mandalorian and Not Sabine, who have taken Moff Gideon's old cruiser from the last time the show was good. Then, after some needless tentacle face-fucking, we get back to Bo-Katan and Mando, who are landing on planet 3D rendering to meet with her old crew. But before we can complete this already pointless side mission, we have to go on another side mission. Fuck's sake, can they not do anything without having something else that takes up the entire episode? Anyway, so here on The Last Democracy in the Galaxy, Democracy, this is our democracy.
I love democracy.
Seriously, you'd think you'd be watching MSNBC with how much they needlessly insert the word democracy to show how flawless they are. Speaking of flawless planets, out of every actor or human they could have chosen for this role, they chose fucking Lizzo. Yes, you heard that right. That Lizzo. And Jack Black for some reason, too. Two pointless and terribly acted cameos, but more on that in a minute. We're treated to another hilariously awful Grogu flip, which I'm convinced is all he can really do besides lift things. And everyone has a giant long conversation about stuff and things, and what the fuck is even happening? Is this seriously what all the hype... Oh wait, nobody cared. Is this seriously what we're doing now? Mando and Bo-Katan are taking a break from whatever their quest is to fight a bunch of battle droids for Lizzo so they can talk to Handsome Mandalorian to gather more Mandalorians to come back to Mandalore next season? Yeah, that's really how you keep a captive audience, Disney. Melt their brains and bore them to death. Mando and Bo-Katan then go visit Doc Brown, leg shackles not pictured. And it's kind of sad to see him, because he clearly gives zero shits about any of this, and I can't blame him, and he just kind of phones it in. After more shitty dialogue, they go to visit the Oompa Loompas, and Mando's like, hey, I knew one of you guys 2 seasons ago, and they all come to attention. Blah, 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 Mandalorian fucks with a battle droid for the member berries, Bo-Katan uses her rocket boots to jump 4 inches off the ground, might be helpful if they kept those jetpacks. And they chase a terrible CGI battle droid around, kill it, and find a business card for a droid bar, where cool droids just go to hang out with other cool droids.
Ye old pump house is that way.
So CSI Miami-Lorian go to the Robo-Bar to talk to the bartender, who spouts deeply problematic hate speech about great droid replacement theory, and we get a pointless exposition about how droid Pepsi was actually droid Coke Zero.
What?
Blah, 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 it was Christopher Lloyd all along. Oh, what a surprise. I'm almost as shocked as when Elias has betrayed Dr. Spectacles. Lizzo then says a bunch of words like, you must live in exile in the moon of while Bo-Katan of Mandalorian says, I give you the key to honor you in the waters of... Good old Disney dialogue. Then in the last 6 minutes of 45, we get what we actually came here for. And Mando and Bo-Katan go to an inexpensive field that's still somehow part CGI, where we meet Axe Woves, and he makes the best point of the season, telling Bo-Katan she's a pussy for not fighting Din for the Darksaber. They fight. No, not Mando, unfortunately, and she wins. We then proceed to get the most contrived verbal circumvention since...
Somehow Palpatine returned.
And says that because of the Grievous monster from Episode 2, Bo-Katan is the rightful holder. And everyone's like, yeah, sure, okay, fuck it, why not? Jesus titty fucking Christ, Star Wars is deader than Palpatine. The first time, because the second isn't canon. Last season's Bryce Dallas Howard episode that introduced Bo-Katan I thought was pretty good for the most part. Competently directed, decent performances by almost everyone, and a good introduction to a major character from Clone Wars. But fuck me if this wasn't the polar opposite. Aside from the directionless plot grievances and time-filling meandering we keep getting subjected to, this episode's main fault is the overindulgent and needless celebrity cameos that, even if you still gave a shit about any of this, completely take you out of the story, and for more than one reason. It's one thing to dress up a celeb in an alien suit and try a little, and sometimes it works, but this is pure posturing on Disney's part. Oh look! It's Jack Black and Lizzo. Why? 'Cause they exist. Can they act? Jack Black's been in movies and Lizzo's flawless.
You will always be welcome in our domed paradise.
What are we doing?
If they were reading Casablanca, it still wouldn't have made a difference, but puking out this unbearable dialogue is beyond the pale. Christopher Lloyd looks like he can't believe he's actually going through with this and just takes his paycheck and dips. Again, can't blame him. This is the problem with celebrity cameos in sci-fi or fantasy genres in particular. If you're truly trying to invest yourself in the world of the story and believe it's real for 45 minutes, it doesn't help when a bunch of washed-up actors and unbearable pop stars come barging in, not only interrupting your attention to the world of the story and plot, but delivering mediocre performances that just show how much of a needless insert their characters really were. Star Wars' cameo problem, born out of good faith and abused into oblivion, is once again not confined to in-world characters. 0 out of 10. Yes, really. There's no excuse for a degenerate Judgment Day content orgy like this. I'll finish this season and see how much deeper the bar can fall, but if Lucasfilm can ever be salvaged by a company other than Disney, it might want to start by honoring the ashes of good Star Wars instead of pissing on them. We can only hope.
I have spoken.
Fucking like and subscribe for duck's sake.
The Duke. Duck, I says.